We're at the speech portion of the program, and Brendan will be giving the first speech, and Pete Fordham, not Peter Ash on your agenda, Pete Fordham will give the speech objectives. Pete told me I'm a caregiver, so my mornings start early. Pete, would you, from your seat, give the objectives of Brendan's speech?
Sure. This is an out-of-manual speech. His title is Amazing People with Asperger's Syndrome or Autism. It's 5 to 7 minutes, and his objectives are a clear purpose for the topic relevant to the audience, an effective introduction and conclusion, smooth transitions and delivery, and to be informative and convey a positive perspective.
Thank you. Brendan told me going to bed by 11 or 11:30 is important. I need more than 7 hours to be productive. I start with a great attitude for the day ahead and wake up in the 6 o'clock hour. Brendan.
Echo, please start timing me after I start actually speaking to the audience of my speech. If you're curious, I think people with Asperger's tend to be night people because they get stuck in their books. They get so absorbed with information, they can't go to sleep, and they get only thing that gets them to fall asleep is getting tired of what they're reading or looking at. There's they love information, and they just get tired. When they get tired of information, they fall asleep late at night. So that's my theory on whether Asperger's people are morning people or night people. Amazing people with Asperger's syndrome or autism. So in the past I gave speeches defining Asperger's and autism. I thought there was a little gray areas whether which one I'm talking about. So now I'm actually going to talk about the two separate subjects clearly. I came to this topic, and I believe this is a speech in the purest sense where I'm really sharing what it's like to, what I feel is like to have someone with Asperger's or autistic symptoms, so to speak, or what's called the autism, someone who's on the autism spectrum. There is the most common behaviors of someone with autism is they tend to enjoy lots of information, and the difference between someone with autism and Asperger's is that the high-functioning autism, which is Asperger's, takes that information and goes out and becomes, I don't know, one of the greatest presidents we ever had, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, are you worried that he had autism or he was a great president, right? But there was theory that he had Asperger's, high-functioning autism, which means you can go out and basically fool everything. There's nothing wrong with me. Listen to my speech. And another one an example I'll use is Albert Einstein. He was known for sitting in a room with his nose in his books and coming out. I don't know how. I don't really care what E equals MC squared means, but I have an appreciation for the type of person who could produce something like that. And let me be clear, I'm not here to say, oh, I'm President Lincoln and Albert Einstein. Not even close. I like watching those kind of people. I don't want to be them. It's fun being a spectator. But my point is to understand the process. So my theory is someone like Lincoln or Einstein, they spend all their time, a lot of time alone, and they have this passion for a certain subject. I believe Lincoln was a very successful lawyer before he was a president and a politician, and Einstein was pretty much a scientist his entire life. So it takes that passion, but he spends time thinking and thinking, and it's these moments of deep thought that separate people with high-functioning autism or Asperger's from other people. They're able to fully flesh out their thoughts, and then one day they publish a scientific paper, or in the case of Lincoln, you produce a speech in front of the masses. But what I want to illustrate is that what they don't have is the natural ability to communicate one-on-one or in small groups. I have a theory that a lot of presidents had Asperger's because they have to put all these deep thoughts and lay all these big plans, and then they go in front of a whole bunch of people and give the speeches on them. And I even know one. And say what you want about it. Was I remember Mitt Romney was one of his great skills was good eye contact, and it's like, is he really good at eye contact, or does he practice really well and make it look like he's good at it? And he's just one example. A lot of presidents have very good ability to shake hands with everyone down the row and make eye contact with each person. But what happens is we enjoy information. We enjoy the people that produce information. I'm going to make sure I get to the example of the film Rain Man, because I want to make sure I use that example. If you ever watch that film, for the vast majority of the film, he does not make eye contact directly with anyone. He's sort of there, but he's not quite there. But he's talking like face to face. I mean, even with his brother, it's like there's this moment where the brother they're like knocking heads, and they're not even really looking at each other's eyes. But they're that close. And what it is so there must be a misconception. Oh, he loves information. He doesn't know how to talk to anyone. Well, what I want to get out of having Asperger's is improve my communication skills to be better at sharing and at these one-on-one conversations and share my valuable mind with the rest of the world. So, thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Our second speech is going to be by Robert Eisenberg, and Aileen Solbrug has Robert's objectives. Aileen told me